which puts them either one loss away from being eliminated or one win away from making it to advanced, which I think would be the highest we've ever had a CSC related team ever, which is crazy to think about that we have people that within our own little community that are about to reach some high highs within Counter Strike. So it's gonna be exciting stuff. I know you have personally written about them in the past. Actor, you wrote your
Oh no,
article, so I don't know if you want to talk about
it's on
just talk about
Faceit.
what you know about them, give a little context to those that aren't familiar.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely. So, Scuba Squad was formed with a group of basically friends that were in the Challenger division in CSC. So, not even one of the higher divisions when they were first formed. They were a group of friends in the Challenger League. Then they got promoted to Elite, and they decided to start this ESEA team together, kind of looking for that next level of competition, trying to push themselves and see how good they can get. That was a couple of years ago now, I believe, and
Was
through
a
that
little over a
time,
year ago, yeah.
yeah. So through that time, they've had a few roster changes. They've picked some people up. They've lost some people. But pretty much every season, they've progressively gotten stronger and stronger. And 2 seasons ago, they were in the same situation. They were one game away from advanced, and they lost it. So here we are tonight. Their chance at redemption.
It's gonna be exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to it. We do have the bands concluded, so we're gonna see Anubis, Ancient, and
What?
an Inferno, which is gonna be a lot of fun. I think we have some fun maps. I think Inferno is gonna be interesting. I know that they've put a lot of time into that, but I know that like most CSC teams, it seems across ESEA and in our within our own league, uh, every team's an Ancient or an Anubis team, right?
Oh,
So a lot of practice. They have a lot of time and a lot of reps on it. So I'm
no. Do I have to?
pretty confident in their ability to make this a competitive game at the least. This team they actually ended up playing during the regular season on Vertigo, I believe, and they had a bit of a rocky start. I think going down 1-4 early on, and this was one of their first 4 losses. They lost to them on Vertigo pretty
Motherfucker.
badly, so I knew that they weren't going to be playing Vert against these guys, which I think is a good decision. It's a very aggro team. They really just like running it down against people, so this is going to be hopefully a much better chance for them to take them down and get their revenge just from the season alone. So I know we're probably loading in shortly, but until then, just to talk more about about the team. So we have Traditions, who plays for Gas Premier. We have Fart, who plays for Gas Premier. We have Sharp, who plays for Gas Premier. And then we have Weenie, who's the AGM and plays for BS Premier. And then Ashamed plays for BS AVI. So the interesting thing about this team this season is they brought on Fart, and initially they were only going to make the one change, but Kando had to take some time off due to just not being around to play this season, and so they brought in Ashamed as sort of a permanent slash temp replacement just for the season to see how things are going. But obviously things are going really well. So you have one AVI Prem member to the next. Been able to keep the roster filled out, and they've looked good this season. They had a really strong comeback on the back half. They started things off pretty rough, and they won. I think it was 8 out of their last 9 games. They won 8-1 on the back half, which is really good recovery from them to put themselves into a playoff position. On their way to being 2-1, they defeated the number 3 seed, which is a huge scalp to take. And they've traded blows with some closer ranked teams, like I think a number 13 and a number 20 in there. So, do you have
Yeah.
any thoughts on this map pool? Like I said, we got Anubis up front, then they have Ancient and Inferno. Anything you're looking forward to in particular?
Well, I just know that these are comfort maps for Scuba Squad. I know that they play all of these. I've played these guys plenty of times in 10 mans on these maps. I know that Sharp is an ancient demon, so I'm looking forward to seeing him on the second map. But yeah, all things considered, I'm just super excited for the match in general. A little bit of background on Scuba Squad. So we've seen a few different kind of CSC ESEA teams, and it's
Mm-hmm.
always different the way that they're constructed. For Scuba Squad, actually, they didn't start as a CSC roster. It was just a group of guys who all played CSC, met each other playing CSC, but were on different teams and
Right.
kind of formed their own little community within that. So they didn't start as an actual CSC roster. As
Yeah.
they've made changes, they've typically picked up people who they've played with in CSC. So, for example, Weenie, who is probably their strongest individual player. kind of the team captain, if you will, at this point. He met Traditions playing CSC. Ashamed met Kando playing CSC just last season. So they've kind of picked and choosed from the strongest players that CSC has to offer.
Hmm.
In a sense,
Yeah,
it's almost like a CSC super team.
yeah, and I think that's what's cool about this team is it's not like they're not outsourcing to pick anyone up that's just like a known quantity within the ECA community and are good. Which, truthfully, a lot of times it's probably because those players are not the easiest to get along with, or they're not the easygoing people that you might find in CSC. And so I think it's just more similar like viewpoints on just how they're going to enjoy the game and things like that, which is why you see so many, CSC people join together to play ESEA together. But yeah, I mean, this team started off, initial five was Sharp, Traditions, and Kando. Then they had Safety and Kyrell, their first season together in Open. So still, at least two people from that initial core, that initial group, are now still on the team, which is I think it's very cool to see that they're still still pushing through strongly. And I mean, they would, if he wasn't gone for part of the season, they would still have Kando involved as well. So I think it's just cool to see a team last together. And I think the cool thing as well is a lot of these guys have never ended up playing CSC together. They have not had all three or all five of them on the same team, which I think is really cool just to see that it doesn't mean you have to find the perfect roster within CSC to go further. Sometimes it's just the people you meet, and sometimes things just click. So I think it's a cool story, and I think it's something that a lot of people that want to go past CSC and even deeper with different people they meet. I think they are a fantastic example of what that can mean, and what heights you can reach doing so.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think it also demonstrates kind of the importance of community in CSC. The fact that you can have friendships and relationships not just within your team, within your franchise, but across different franchises. It's not like a bunch of isolated communities. Ideally, it's everyone kind of in this whole thing together, playing with each other, forming relationships. It's really kind of a beautiful thing, and it also demonstrates the advancement opportunities in CSC, the ways that people can kind of improve their skills quickly, because none of the Scuba guys really had any team experience coming into the league. Um, they've come from the ground up to form this roster that is capable of reaching some of the highest echelons of North American Counter Strike, and it's just super exciting to see.
Yeah, I think looking a little bit more, a little deeper while we're getting into the server still and getting things sorted. Um, I think just looking individually at different people. I think the first person I want to touch on is Fart, who has kind of come a long way, going from he had his one team Experiment One that he was with for a long time. Last season, about halfway through the season, he was picked up. Him and one of his teammates, Peter, they went to um, Not My IGL, which is Scroobs, Hedge Clippers, that group of people, and past that, after the end of that season, Fart ended up coming along to Scuba in lieu of I think it was Shroony. He was on the team and had to step away for personal reasons. So Fart's come all the way from open up to main, kind of hopping around and playing with different people he knows, and I think it's a big leap forward for him, especially because he is a very very intelligent Counter Strike player. He has very good reads of the game. I think his strategy that he brings to any team is very, very powerful. Um, and I think individually he's still able to hold his own for most of the time. And I think that he does a great job at being able to put his team in the position for all the superstars he plays with to succeed. I mean, you look down the team. Sharp is a very very good anchor, and he's really really strong as an individual. Good in the clutch. He's just a very like sound player. You have Weenie, who's obviously he's just the player with the most experience, and he brings that with him to this team, and he plays fantastically, and he has very strong mechanics. He has an extremely good read of the game, just like Fart, and is able to pull some crazy rounds out of nowhere. Then Traditions has been their opper for a long time. I think Weenie this season picked it up a little bit to kind of secondary op and pick it up when Trad wasn't feeling it, but otherwise Traditions has been a solid piece to this team. And when he's out on the op, he's entrying, which I think is kind of shows how dynamic of a player he can be, being a space taker, then also able to wield the big green when it calls for it. And then finally, Ashamed. I mean, Shane just came into this team with not a ton of team experience, and obviously Kando had a good word for him, and Shane just flourished. I remember watching Ashamed play, and I scrimmed with him to sub in like once or twice for the beginning of the season, and um, then compared to now watching them on the stream and seeing them play, like I think Ashamed has developed into a really, really, really strong player and is really fit their role within the team perfectly. So I think the team as a whole is just I think they all have meshed well together stylistically and person to person. And I think it's really cool to see them all develop over time with each other and continue getting better.
Definitely. And talking a little bit about Fart, uh, you mentioned how he's kind of jumped around team to team. He's definitely got a good mind for the game. Not necessarily the strongest individual player, but one thing that he does bring to the server is vibes. It was kind of a known thing where Scuba Squad, one of their problems before this season was sometimes they'd get into their own heads. It was a known thing that sometimes they would take timeouts just to yell at each other about previous
Hmm.
rounds. But that's kind of gone by the wayside now. Fart really kind of bringing that positivity. He's almost like North America's very own Stewie 2K, uh, bringing G2 to victory at IEM Dallas. Maybe this is just what Scuba Squad needed.
Yeah, I think that he brings a lot to the table, like you said, just as a person. But we're getting into things, and we're alive now. We're in the
All right.
game. Round one is about to get underway. We just completed the knife round. Looks like Scuba taking a CT side start here on Anubis.
Yeah,
We're gonna have
most
to
likely
see.
meaning they lost the knife round. Oh wait, did they
It's
pick
side chosen.
Anubis?
Sides are
Yeah,
chosen.
that's right.
I don't remember if they picked this map. I believe that it should have been their first pick. Unless the
Yeah,
other team did something funky, it should have been their first pick. So Scuba at home on Anubis. So we have an early sort of mid stack. Fart has done his research. He's ready for this contact up mid from Aura. This first person on the contact looks
this
like it's going
counter
to be
flash
Alpha
is going to be
Claw.
everything,
Oh, this
and it's
flash is huge.
beautiful.
Ashamed. He picks up the first, gets a second deep in
A
mid from Weenie.
third.
Ashamed also is going to double up. Now left in the 1v1 close up. Poss is still nearby. A lot of damage being traded. You have or Ashamed and Traditions fighting. Ashamed is going to fall to the Gush from the Glock, but the regroup is happening from the T's. They're going to drop into canals, and they're going to go down into E-box here. And it looks like Sharp hears this. He's going to try to put a stop to it early. Makes contact, but doesn't get any extra kills here. Traditions is going to go pick up the kit in mid. And this retake is underway with a little bit of time left on the clock, and we're going to need a Traditions 1v2 to bring things closed, and they're not going to quite close up the way they need it. Aura, they're going to take this first round of this best of 3 on this pistol.
Yeah. A really good read there from Scuba Squad. That counter flash was beautiful. Unfortunately, they just weren't able to effectively reset. They had the read, they had the support for one another. Also, just a few missed shots, but it's fine. It's the beginning of the series. Maybe they just need to get their hands warm a little bit.
Yeah.
They will have some time to think about it though here because they're gonna have to go straight onto USPs in this second round. They're going for the A stack. It looks like. Let's see how Aura goes ahead and takes map control if there is a weakness here.
Yeah, it looks like they're also going to be setting up this default to see if there's any early presence or any early pushes. I think it's a good read from Aura to not, try to force something out when they don't know what the econ of the other team is going to look like. They're not sure if they're going to buy into it or save. But it looks like Static, excuse me, is not going to be fully cleared, and working together, they're going to pick them all apart. Static is the only one to go down, so one gun is taken away, but it looks like that gun won't be recovered by either of the MAC-10s, so a rifle is ripped out of the hands of Aura, but that shouldn't be too demanding of them to recover and work around. But we are going to see this first gun run come into play. Fart on the MP9, a lot of utility coming out, and first real actions coming underway.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how Scuba Squad tries to contest map control. Anubis, a notoriously difficult CT side. You kind of have to take risks, you have to go for some duels, and we'll just see which ones they prefer. So it looks like Trad going for this early peek, but he's going to be smoked off, as Caffrey here taking a main control for Aura.
These HEs are doing a ton of damage to them. Alpha Claw has taken 76 or 74 damage just off of HEs, and it's not like Static went untouched either, making those A1Ss they're one-shot headshots on 2 players now. So that's a lot to do, a lot of damage to do. MSG is going to take even more damage. Looks like over here, outside of B as well, going to take 50, and Static is still getting chunked down by this utility and these tags. a lot of damage has been going against Aura here with nothing, to go back against against Scuba.
Yeah, but they
Just
are
need
gonna
aggress.
aggress in A main here. Oh, the first kill is huge, and with that, they're gonna be able to get the advantage. And the T side trying to react quickly, trying to take advantage of some chaos, but Scuba Squad getting so much map control and Ashamed with a nice double there. Should seal the round. Will Poss get the bomb plant here? It looks like he's gonna get it down, get some cash into his team's pockets, but this should be an easy retake for the Scuba Squad.
Yeah, a little bit of utility and also the jump on them. So you have Weenie and Weenie coming from main with Sharp, so they were gonna be onto it, or Trad was gonna be able to help out from Plat out of cams. But Scuba are on the board. They're gonna pick up this first gun round against a couple of weaker guns. Some Galils, some Mac 10s, but a lot of utility damage, man. I don't know who was chucking it where on the map, but a ton of damage against all of Aura. Those HEs and those mollies and everything were just they were hurting.
Absolutely, and then Ashamed really bringing it home there. He gets the trade frag with Fart and A main, but then that kill in cams, that really sealed the round, really huge. And this round is going to be absolutely critical for both teams because this is going to reset whoever loses it.
Yeah, not a lot of money coming into this on Scuba, and Aura has nothing, so...
Oh, they're fighting through this A main control util, and they're gonna get the opening frag. The T side not expecting that, and Ashamed just going full send. That seemed a little bit ambitious, but still a 4v3, tons of map control. Scuba Squad in a big advantage in this round, and they're gonna get yet another kill.
Yeah, Sharp was able to pick up one outside of B as well at the same time as that A aggression. So really playing the extremities early on this CT half and really proving to Aura that they're not just going to be given free space like they would hope they would be given. Fart's going to, get one in mid here to put them into the two-man advantage. Yeah, I mean, it was a little ambitious from Shame to be pushing that aggressive, but there was no one nearby to have any support for that first death. It was a pretty strong position, and it just opened up the map. And I mean, with all that aggression taken, Weenie is able to get here into boats and is gonna see this bridge cross.
Ooh, a bit of a whiff.
Yeah, cannot get the spray down, but a lot of damage done. So there's still a 3v2 one-man advantage. Fart's gonna play a little bit more passive here. He doesn't want to give open up a door to this A bomb site. Gonna try to play his life and is gonna be aware of a late contact through A main. Sharp
Yeah,
in
all of a sudden
E-box.
this round gets really awkward. Fart super low. And oh no, he's not going to get a kill. And suddenly it's in a 2v2. Arguably an advantage for the T side. Traditions and Sharp are going to have to try and salvage this.
Yeah, 3 flashes in total. There's 2 on Trad, or 2 on Sharp and 1 on Trad here, and they're split up, so they're not going to be going on this retake together. Static is still sitting on the bomb plant, and they have MSG here in sewers, ready to swing out on this Cam's contact. Trad is going to swing out. He's going to see the one towards sewers. He can't get him, and Sharp has made his presence known. They're going to 3-2-1 him, and they're going to peek together. MSG with a headshot from heaven. These two just pulled around a 2v4 and are able to pick up the lead, or continue their lead, 3-1 now.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Just a couple of whiffs there, really, just losing the gunfights. And all of a sudden, Aura manages to bring the round back. I was gonna actually praise Scuba Squad. It looked like they had a hard read on that A main lurk because they didn't throw any of the normal kind of A aggression util with the smokes on the stairs or even the molly. Instead, they go out dry and it catches them off guard. But unfortunately, that's overshadowed by the fact that they lose the subsequent 4v2, and now they're back on eco. You saw Sharp actually almost insta-buyed an M4, but he had to refund it. But they actually have a lot of back control. They have the bomb here. They have a little bit of a chance.
Yeah, they get the opening pick, and it's going to give them a way into this B push. And they're still trading back and forth. Sharp gets one on the Deagle, trying to trade a Shame. He can't get the reload off in time, and that leaves Fart sort of out of the picture, not really in a position to win this round. And
yeah, I'm not sure what
Aquapla
Fart
isn't
was
ready
doing
for it.
there, to be honest.
I think Fart. I didn't see exactly where he went. I think he went back through Temple towards mid to try to cut off any rotates in case he was able to lock them in with his teammates making that contact. But unfortunately, all of Aura they were on that bomb recovery, and they wanted to make sure they were not going to lose the round, just sending one person at a time. So Aura are taking a 4-1 lead here. Another full buy, this time with a little bit more utility on Scuba's side. We're still getting dirty, and I mean, you talked about it. The CT side is not very easy on Anubis. It's definitely a place of struggle for a lot of teams, and I think that's been obvious here. Seeing
Okay, we're
that
seeing an A side
that's pretty
take here. They're
difficult.
gonna go for some more boats aggression. Let's see if they manage to replicate the success from the first gun round. They are again kind of dry pushing. Are they gonna swing out? Yes, they will. This time the T side has a crossfire, but both of them whiff, and Scuba Squad in a 5v3. This should not be a losable round. They have so much information and a two-man advantage. Huge opening picks here. Really taking advantage of this weak T side uh, A lurk from Aura.
Yeah, this is a good opening from Scuba. It's exactly what you want. I mean, especially with them trying to adapt. Aura had Caffrey up in Rugs that round, more ready for it. But Static is still just going to go down to Weenie, and the double push is going to all but confirm that that space is taken. They're down in Canals here, trying to, looks like, do a B split with this contact towards mid, but Fart, he gets dinked by the AK, but his dink is a little better. He's going to finish off his kill. Sharp here playing a little bit more of an aggro angle. He's going to get one on a pos, and the second player is going to be down here on this Canals boost. But Fart picks up the second in the round, and that's going to be a CT round back in favor of Scuba.
And Fart showing some restraint here. Just the one bullet into the dead body. Not gonna spray the whole clip, as we have a little bit of lag here. It looks like, but you can see here that Fart manages to get saved by some guardian angel. I believe it was just the corner of the wall, actually. But even
Yeah.
so, someone there watching out for Scuba Squad.
Does look like we have a little bit of a disconnect. I'm not sure if this is on the server side or if this is on us, but we'll hopefully get right back into things. So all I can say so far is it's been, you know, not the easiest for Scuba, but oh, we're right back in. And so Tech 9 around here, you got to be really careful, especially with this aggression towards B. Trad turns away the worst time, and Static, it does a lot of damage. Weenie is going to try to spray back, but they're losing to these pistols here. A lot of damage is going onto these Aura players, but they're not finishing any of these kills. Weenie down here in the Canals with Fart trying to come over from CT. You have the Temple retake from Ashamed. A lot of damage still. All of them are tagged down to 50. Fart has a lot on his plate. Finds the one towards A main. A nice headshot, but Static is going to find this aggressive position. Ashamed trades through the smoke. 2v2 now with Weenie retaking from Canals. He's got to be careful. This guy in E-box, and he gets tapped out of this round. Ashamed has to walk through the smoke and see if he can make a play here. Unfortunately, he has MSG right behind him. They're going to secure that round and be a 5-2 lead.
And that was just so unfortunate. It looks like Traditions just caught off guard. I'm not sure if maybe they didn't quite understand the economic situation of the other team or what that was, but definitely caught off by himself there, and the T side manages to snowball it into a round win. Now, the CT side have a critical decision to make here. They have about $4,000 each, but they're going to go for the save. They're going to play for the long game. They say, it's okay. We'll give them 6 rounds. We just need to make sure that we get 4 or 5 on the CT side. I do like that decision, but
Yeah,
it does make this round very painful.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard round to win. I think what their goal is to try to find some conditioning against these Ts and not let them adapt so well to what they're trying to do to them. Unfortunately, it's not really going that way, and the Ts are finding their ways into these rounds, and be it they're able to pull them back or they're able to you know, just get a lead going early, like in this round. They're trying their best to condition, but unfortunately the Ts are adapting pretty well to everything that's being thrown at them, playing it towards A differently when they see more aggression, you know, finding more space towards main or towards mid and B main. They're doing a lot to try to open up this map, but there's still been a lot of heavy like default presence towards Canals and towards boats and even towards mid for the Ts. B hasn't necessarily been the conversation point. We still have Trad and Sharp on the flank here. They're probably ready for it, maybe not. Util's coming in, and MSG with the bomb is going to be going in just now towards main. Maybe pulling away one or two rifles, even if they don't live, wouldn't be the worst, just to try to break the bank a little bit.
Yeah, and this round is pretty much over, but heading into the next, there's going to be an interesting mind game here because the CT side have had a ton of success going for aggressions towards the A side of the map. So will the T side try and adapt to that, and will the CT side try and preempt that adaptation and maybe get aggressive towards E box or towards B main instead? We'll see if Traditions is able to get a kill or two here. It would be very nice to save a gun. The one kill not going to be super impactful on the T side economy, and that's all they're going to get as well.
Yeah.
So the T side very happy with how that round went, but this is it. Scuba Squad really need to step up here, and they need to start clawing rounds back if they want to get this map pick to go their way. And this was their map pick, so it's going to be crucial for the momentum of this series. And I'm glad that they're taking a timeout to kind of think about what they need to do here.
Yeah, this is a good timeout to call. I think they're just trying to calm themselves down and not let things try to slip out of their hands even further than it is. If they're able to pick up this round, this could be the one they need to get back into things. Being able to pull a 6-6 half out of a CT side Anubis is great. Even 5-7 is very doable. 4-8 is when it starts to become a little bit harder to do, and anything past that is when you're gonna have to have a pretty damn good T side. I know that they are very T side on this map. I know that they flourish on the T side, but they need to come up big on this round. It's been pretty rough. It's been pretty difficult, but we're gonna be pretty desperate to see. Pretty desperate to see some action and see some fight coming out of Scuba.
I do want to point out Static, actually, with 237 ADR. This guy's been kind of a menace so far in this game, quietly. You haven't seen him get a ton of like clutches or huge spray downs or anything. He's just very quietly racking up damage in every single round. Scuba Squad are going to need to find a way to neutralize this guy.
Yeah, I think because we disconnected, I almost want to say that the ADR is bugged, just because I don't think he actually has 237 ADR. I don't remember him doing that much every single round. But we'll see after this and see if it changes. But looking at this opening default, we have a bit of an A play with the boost from Ashamed, and I believe that is Fart below him. Trying to see where the smoke falls off of it. They're gonna recommit
Go
to
back
it.
up on top. Interesting. I'm not sure if the T side could have heard that. It does look like they might be considering it, though.
Yeah.
Definitely a dangerous position for a
They
Shane.
might
They
have
might have
heard
heard
that.
That seems like something they might have heard. They're gonna swing into it.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
fully ready
no.
for it. Fart's trying to pick one up here. He gets the one. Weenie's here on the rotate to try to suppress any sort of A presence, but he's getting crunched on fast. This walk up from Poss, he's going to get into cams before anyone could be there to stop him.
Yeah,
And
this is
Weenie's
just a
gonna get
timing issue,
crunched.
and the round is just over instantly. Scuba Squad are gonna need to save. That was really unfortunate. I think that they had a couple of mistakes that round. For one thing, they recommitted to the boost when the T side were capable of hearing it, and from there, I mean, it loses all of its impact if the T's are coming out pre-aiming at the angle. And then the other thing is that I saw that Fart actually swung before the flash pop for Weenie, and it looked like the flash would have full blinded both T's there. He might have been able to get 2 kills or gotten one and gotten out, but instead he peeks before it, and the T side are able to kill him before the flash pops. And so just a couple of small fundamental errors on the Scuba Squad side means that they're going to go down 7-2, and again, their economy they're not able to get it started this map.
It's been really difficult for them to just really get started. CT side Anubis is definitely one of the harder places to start a map, and especially a series like this. So they're gonna need to find some fight, and they're gonna have to make a recovery here. If they could pick up at least 2 of these, make it an 8-4 half, it's not the best that they could be doing, but it'd be way better than what's going right now. The double nade from MSG and Static are gonna drop Traditions and Weenie, and also gonna do some damage on a Sharp. Might see if he can catch a late timing out of the smoke, and it looks like he will, but I don't know how much impact that's going to have with Shame dying towards A. And yeah, he's going to leave Fart all on his lonesome towards this long B, which if there's ever a time for Fart to get a 1v5 on a Deagle, it's now.
That's true.
He gets to the first. Trying to find more, just to maybe do some damage. A lot of damage done, but just the one is going to go his way.
Yeah, and at this point, I actually would have rather almost seen him save the armor there. The economy for the T side at this point not going to matter, but the CT side, if they lose this round, I mean that would be disastrous to go 3-9, but it would be even worse to be 2-10. They need to make sure that they're prioritizing their own economy. But at this point, they really just need to win these last 2 rounds if they want to have an even halfway decent CT side.
Yeah, Traditions is now out on the op to. I think that if this is the they're able to activate now and get themselves going, then that would be, this is what we need to see. We need also playing this angle that Fart was on earlier. The up is cheated towards B still, holding towards B main, not getting super aggro or going for a pick. A lot of damage onto Pos. Weenie takes some back. Bit of a damage
This
to
T
exit
side
that
guy is
wall.
lurked all the way up. Let's see if Scuba Squad can catch him out. It looks like they might have known.
Oh, he pulls out a nade.
Oh, beautiful
Ashamed
double
picks up
kill from
2.
Ashamed. Beautiful double
Yeah,
kill.
that is exactly what they need. They need to be working together more and trying to retake some of the space when they give it up early, or if they, take it and then give it up to go back to it. They need to be working together to make these plays. MSG has worked his way up to door, but Trad on the op will not connect. We do see 2 of these T's here, and a
Nice.
dink through the smoke on Ashamed. Catches Caffrey on the fade. MSG is legged by Traditions. 2 low HP players left. Pos is going to catch Fart out on B long with the bomb. They do have Sharp nearby to try to put a stop to it. Ashamed gets his 4th in the round. On for the ace with Pos getting the bomb down.
And Sharp gonna get the last kill to clean up on the guy planting the bomb. It's okay that the bomb went down. Really doesn't matter at all. And that was really nice. First of all, Ashamed with the huge 4K. He's actually 12-9 despite the scoreline. So really nice performance from him individually so far. But I also saw, I think Static's ADR actually, I don't know if it was bugged, but it is high no matter what.
Just
yeah.
the Pos guy went from like 50 to 120 a couple rounds ago. So.
Yeah, even so, he it seems like he kind of went for a heat check there, trying to walk out A main, and Scuba Squad able to respond appropriately. Seems like they have some good protocols in place for that kind of aggression, just the insta-lurk smoke from the T side. And they're able to shut it down, and with that, they carry the momentum into their 3rd round win. And let's see if they can salvage this half here with a 4th.
Yeah, this early A aggression from the CTs has been pretty successful. Looks like this time around they're going to play a little bit more reserved and let them take that market space. But we do have the 3 defaulting towards this boats in the canals area. Alpha Claws taking this canal space, trying to get up close on E-Box. You still have Static with the op and Caffrey getting flashed into market, working together to take some of their own map space back. HE is going to tag Alpha Claw for about 10 damage. Molly's going to come out, so Sharp is going to be flushed out of E-Box. But Caffrey goes down towards A main. Again, Ashamed is doing all that he can to keep the T's pushed away and not giving them so much space towards A. Which, to be fair, I think that that's about the best thing that could be happening. I think I think it's really easy to get crunched on and just lose A because it's a very hard site to hold. So Ashamed doing everything he's doing to make sure that can't happen so that's God's work.
Yeah, now we're seeing a big site here. Scuba Squad already rotating in. They have 3 here. They're going to play behind the smokes. I think they're going to go for the retake here once the bomb is already planted. This should be a Scuba Squad advantage.
Wow.
They don't have a lot of utility, though. They have only 4 flashbangs, no smokes. So they are going to need to use those effectively. But a 5v2... They should have all the advantages in the world here. Nice kill from Weenie. 5v1. This should not be losable. And they're going to run the offer down. And they will secure 4 rounds, which is not too bad. It's definitely a playable second half for them, especially if they win the pistol.
Yeah. A nice little team ace at the end there to get everyone active and get people on the board. That's a good round for them to win. It just shows that even in the mid or late round, they're still able to keep some confidence, and they're going to be able to fight their way back into this game. T-side, Anubis is definitely going to be easier. Calling their 3rd timeout as well to get themselves on the board, keep themselves going, excuse me. And I think they're setting up for an A hit. If I remember correctly, they like to hit A on their pistols. I know that they played a lot of B hits, so you might see different exec than normal just because, worried about the other team doing their research as Fart has here. So we're going to see what happens towards this A side of the map. But 4 is doable. I think Aura has shown that they as a whole, I think we're shooting a lot better to start off the half. And I think all it's going to take is Scuba members to wake up a little bit, feel a little bit more comfortable, and get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to Ashamed because the stand-in basically for Kando towards the start of the season earned his way onto the main roster for the rest of the run, and he really showed why he belongs there in that last half. He was the key player in getting them those last 2 rounds, I think. Getting the opening frags, really shutting down the A plays. Let's see if he's able to get some opening picks here as he is first in this entry pack. And the CTs are stacking mid.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what they're ready for. Fart is going to get that first contact towards mid, and he's going to get his head ripped off. They think they're crunching on the B because of the utility. The only one here is Static. Everyone else on Scuba is here. That Cam's Molly's going to come out. Static's fighting ahead of it, but he's going to get blinded by his own flash.
Oh, Ashamed right through the smoke.
Onto him. Gonna flick onto Static through that edge of that smoke. Puts him down and equalizes the round into a 4v4. This is a hard retake for the CTs with, I don't see a kid on the ground. I'm not sure if Static had one.
This is
But
going to come down to Weenie. Weenie in the critical position here, but he's not able to get one yet. Let's see. The crossfire being played, and
Ashamed.
it's ugly, but it works. And the CT or the T side manages to clean house. They will win the critical pistol round that will allow them to get back into this game. 8-5, very much a doable comeback.
3K from Ashamed in the pistol. He is not slowing down at all. He is still finding his impact even coming onto this T side. He had a very sick opener on his Static, and he's able to put down Caffrey and MSG as well. And he's leading the team by example 100% at this point.
Absolutely. We're seeing a little bit of a picture quality drop here, I believe, unless that's just on my side. But either way, we'll do the best with what we have. You can see here that it looks like the T side going to be going up against, I believe that's a full eco with 2 flashbangs. So they're just going to have to try not to get caught out by whatever the CT side is setting up as a trap.
Yeah. The default early is the same deal where they're just waiting for contact. You know, they're going to play their round out, see what is coming their way. I'm hoping that they do not go into this A hit, because that would be right into the pistols. It looks like they're grabbing bomb, and they're going to head towards mid or B to get a little bit more space before they make a decision. So I'm hoping that that's what we... hoping that we don't see them wandering into this A stack. Sharp is probably... knowing Sharp, he's typically never going to be the first guy to run in on the exec, so he's probably here just to take his space or, you know, hold his lurk. And everyone else is going to be rerouting towards the other bomb site. Sharp still walking, still taking his time. We have Fart worked up all the way to cams. Sharp is not going to get caught up with this A aggress just as this timing's happening. Fart catches one, not looking his way, and he did not see the other guy. But the 180, a lot of damage, not a kill. He only drops the Mac 10. And unfortunately, Sharp actually dies to a couple USPs and canals. So this went from being a very good round, they routed away from all the bad, to potentially being worse. But it's fine. Do some damage. Trad and Ashamed are going to put a stop to that canals push. Weenie's going to find one outside of a main, and Poss with a Mac 10 is all that's left to speak.
Yeah, it would have been really nice to farm up some cash on the Mac 10s there, also get some confidence. But at the end of the day, no harm, no foul, as long as they don't let it get to them. Yeah, so the CT side will be able to full buy from here. Next round going to be absolutely critical. And we saw on the first half that really the CT side was finding a ton of success getting aggressive towards A. Let's see what Aura's approach is, because, again, the CT side of this map, very difficult. You kind of have to take risks. You kind of have to go for plays. And will Scuba Squad be able to shut those down is the real question.
I think this is definitely the start that you need, even if it is not going to be quite so easy and just a free ride.
I'm going to stop you for a second. It looks like the CT side going for a half buy. This is incredibly weird.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Not seen this before ever. I don't know why they didn't do this last round. That seems like a huge blunder on their part. Let's see if, well, if the T side is able to win this cleanly, then that's 7-8. That's practically a tied game.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is that they just pulled this out after already having full USP last round. So much damage, but none of them are finishing. Ashamed only gets one. Trad is going to get a second, and he gets two. Static on the MP9 is close up and dangerous. He gets his two with the assist from off a claw. Fart in a 1v2. This is where he needs to step up and find his impact. Bam through the smoke, some damage on the off a claw, but it's not enough for the kill. Bomb is dropped by tarps, so it's not really in a position to just grab the bomb and evacuate and try to go somewhere else. But Fart's going to make noise leaving. He wants to go somewhere else and find his way back into this round, either on a flank or coming in from cams or something. They're going to keep layering their smokes. I don't know if they have any other ones on the ground towards main. Looks like they are going to pick one more up on Static. But Fart he's playing the long con. He's going to go here from heaven. He has an AK against an AK and an MP9. So it's not like it's the easiest. They're going to throw their last remaining smoke, it looks like, towards a main. Fart creeping up from sewers. He's going to come up into heaven. Needs to find both of these kills in 25 seconds. Peeks out.
Should get the
He
first.
catches the first
Gets
on the
it.
fountain. He does not necessarily know about the second guy. He has to assume that he's playing towards A main. He has to go for the plant here. He's going to see him. Doesn't necessarily tap the bomb. Fart, so close, but he can't connect that last bullet onto Static. 9-6 now. Aura on their half buy to set up their CT side into a decent economy. They pick up their 9th, and that's going to put a little bit of you know, a down on Scuba's T side here.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe Scuba has consistently gone for rushes on that third round, and that's why they went all MP9s. They thought that they had a read on how to catch that out and kind of beat that with a low-risk purchase. Still seems crazy to me, but it definitely worked out, and now the CT side, they are at an advantage. You see that Sharp only has a Tech 9, Fart only with Dash 10. This is going to be a difficult round for the T side to pull back.
Yeah, Fart and Sharp had the worst money since they were the only two that died the round prior at the 8-5 scoreline going into that second round of the half. So with those two having been the only ones to die, dying again now did not allow either of them to really build any money or have a chance to build any money. We do have a little bit of a creep from Weenie, but he's going to get dinked by Poss, holding such a tight angle. Utilities being traded towards mid, and they're pulling a lot of presence as well. They have both of these A players are ready to fight towards mid, with one going back towards heaven. Caffrey still wanting to be sure of this A main, and this is going to be a tough round. It's going to be a hard round to come into. They have a couple smokes, a couple flashes, but they don't have that much utility. Granted, there's only 2 Molotovs left on all of CTs at 40 seconds. All of their smokes have been burned. But they have plenty of flashbangs to retake into this when there's only 3 total on Scuba. The contact A play is what's coming up on our plate.
Yeah, I think Fart is going to be critical here. He's going to need to get at least 1 or 2 kills or massively slow down these rotations. But first things first, Scuba needs to get these opening kills, and it's just not working out. The CTs with a really strong defense here, multiple players, and more coming in all the time. Oh, but Fart gets a rotator, and all of a sudden it's in a 2-on-1. The T side and an advantage. Scuba squad just need to kill 1 more to bring this home. This would be a huge round.
Yeah, Fart's playing really close on this sewers guy, and he's gonna find it as well. Ashamed with the hero double kill to get the bomb site entered. And then Fart catching one on the rotate and getting the last on that round. Trad as well coming in to trade out. Ashamed on the third guy coming out of cams. Overall, what looked to be a done round, it was brought back. Ashamed just, these 2 kills are so crucial. He does all that damage onto the third guy. Even though he doesn't get him, Trad is right there to trade. He picks up that one. Fart kills the 1 mid rotate. And then it just falls apart for Aura. Keeping it close, a 2-round game. This is what you need. This is what Scuba needs. You need to get back into this.
You saw that things are getting a little feisty. The round before, the CT side spammed the dead bodies of the Scuba squad, and that round, Fart returned the favor. They're going fast into E-Box here. I'm not sure if they realize the kind of mind the CTs are on, but they're gonna get the opening kill onto that M4, just completely delete him. And from here, the round should be an easy cleanup.
Should be, but Poss has picked up 2 Deagle headshots from the fast canals flank. He's gonna get shut down and doesn't get more than that. But I mean, the damage is not gone unnoticed, especially when Caffrey's also clicking heads. Damage is being traded, and Traditions is gonna get a second. He's gonna end this round and make it a 1-round game. Scuba, they're recovering on their T side here, picking up 4 in these first 5. You know, maybe a little bit of a slip up, some pistol buy on the other team, but yeah, it looks like Sharp on the entry. They're rare, but definitely needed. He's gonna pick up a couple kills along with Ashamed and Weenie, and Scuba are on their way to tie this game if they can get this next one. And it would absolutely destroy their economy.
Absolutely, and hopefully that those opening kills kind of accelerate Sharp, let him get into his comfort zone, because right now he's struggling, and he is one of the Scuba squad's big fraggers. They really need him to show up today.
Yeah, it's definitely not what you would expect when you just talk about the pedigree that a lot of these players have, especially playing with each other. Fart being the 2nd highest fragger on the team, going almost break even at 12 kills, with Ashamed putting the team on his back at 20. You would expect the other 3 to all have a lot to say. I mean, Weenie is a known quantity. He is a very strong player, and then Trad and Sharp are no slouches of their own. But this A play is unfolding in front of us. There's 2 CTs here, one playing from that headshot, one playing close tarp, with 2 more rotating in from cams.
This looks really messy, but the T side just winning these aim duels. they'll get the advantage, and will Fart be able to get out? He will. So in this 2v1, really smart play there from Fart, by the way, just falling back, realizing the advantage his team is in as long as he doesn't die.
Hmm.
Static gonna need to find this first kill onto Ashamed if he
This
wants
timing he
to
has
win.
is very, very good. But Fart, a
Fart,
quick headshot.
spam
Is
that body,
down.
Fart. Spam that
Yeah,
body.
you earned that
Ah,
one. 9-9, a tied game. We talked about how rough their CT side was, but Scuba reply with a strong T side of their own, tying this game up 9-9. They're not falling over, and they're not rolling over for no one. And yeah, I mean, yet again, Ashamed and Fart picked up 4 of those 5 kills in that round. There was a little bit of a team kill from Sharp onto Trad there as they're trying to get into the bomb site. It happens, it happens. But yeah, 9 apiece. We have found find ourselves in the last four or 5 rounds of this game, all tied up.
yeah, that last round, Scuba Squad absolutely just shove a square peg into a round hole. They make it work despite the odds against them. They win all of the aim duels, and they tie the game up, and now the CT side economy is absolutely shattered. And it looks like the T side recognize that. They're playing back, they're slowing it down for the first time this half, and as long as they don't do anything ill-advised here, this should be an easy cleanup to take the lead.
Yeah. Static is still here in this mid cubby, with the A presence as well coming in from Caffrey, but it's not enough to warrant the T's from completely backing off of the space. Weenie has made his presence known, and Static is going to fall off, but maybe not quite known to Static in mid. These 3 CTs on pistols, their best bet here is to group up and just try to run down one player, maybe a couple players, catch a timing or something, and that's what they're going to do. These 3 are going to work towards mid. Weenie is going to opt to go through T spawn. He might get caught out by these players coming up mid. He should be aware that that can happen. He's just pulling the gun out. He's ready for it.
Yeah.
But this could go very poorly. And there's the one kill that you do not want to give over. But Traditions is doing his best to defend this gun, trying to make sure that they can't give anything else over. MSG and Caffrey are both fighting towards mid with Fart and Trad here to put a stop to them. Traditions,
Yeah.
a couple taps with the AK. Fart working up close, but no needed. Traditions picking up a 3K, and this is what I mean. They need to get activated and get back into this game. This is, I think, the first round they've won without having Fart or Ashamed get a single kill. Traditions and Meanie are going to pick up all 5 between the 2 of them. Sharp is still struggling to find his impact, but the rest of the team is coming alive at the moment they need to. 10-9, Scuba take the lead for the first time in this game, so it's definitely looking up. It's looking better for the boys.
Yeah, and that was a really nice round, really good protocols in that anti-eco, everything done very systematically and appropriately. But now a new challenge going to emerge, Static, for the first time this game, I believe, on this AWP. What is he going to get done? How will Scuba Squad try to counter him? But Caffrey actually just gets caught immediately on the lurk from Weenie and A main. That's a huge opening, and it's going to draw so many rotations from the CT side. And the T's, I love this. They're slowing down. They're saying, okay, the CT sides have to react somehow. Let's just chill out, punish any aggression, and take it slow.
This is a very this is textbook Scuba right now. They're playing extremely reactive based on their opening picks. We have so many aggressive players on this team in Traditions. Fart's not afraid to get in there. Ashamed has proven that he's ready to go in when he needs to, and Weenie is also going to get his. A lot of damage being done early. They know it's going to put a little bit of pressure on the CTs to make a play. Traditions gets 2 in this round. Going to put away 2 of these B players. He's aware of the third. And I think that they're going to gamble over towards this A bomb site, which, unfortunately for Scuba, is the right play. This op is coming in from mid. Ashamed is the only one nearby to put a stop to it. It looks like he might be holding for him.
Oh, what a flashbang.
Yeah, the flashbang is going to not allow Pos to get too
Just
much.
straight him
But
out.
off a claw, only one left on the op, 10 HP. I don't think there's much you can say in this round, especially with Weenie up close.
No,
Gets
that
ripped
was
away
really
from him.
nice.
Again, Weenie and Traditions, all 5 kills between those 2. Weenie picks up 3, Trad picks up 2, and we talked about Fart being the second frag on this team, and now look at that. You have a Traditions and Weenie tied at 15 kills apiece, both pulling their weight exactly when they need to be.
Yeah, and that was interesting that they went towards the A bomb site despite having info on all of B. I'm not sure what exactly prompted that call, but the T side able to throw a flashbang that just absolutely demolishes that guy in A main, and with that, they're able to secure the round for sure. We see a nice replay of Ashame's earlier critical 2K that really set them on this streak of rounds that they've
Yeah.
just looked unstoppable.
This has been that one round where it was pretty much Fart and Ashamed at the very end needing to close it. That was at 9-6, and they've won 5 rounds in a row, including that one. So Weenie is going to actually get on the op, which I mentioned during the bans that it was possible he'd be secondary opping on some maps. I was not familiar with one of them being T-side Anubis, excuse me, but if they got to do what they got to do, then that's what's going to come out. Another pistol round for Aura. They're playing for overtime here. They're hoping to pick up 3 in a row at the end if they can't close this one out. A lot of early B presence, a lot of A stacking. It looks like they're probably going to be going for A aggression after the smoke phase. But Scuba, they're just on to their typical default that they're always just trying to get that early space. Sharp is the only one nearby towards this A stack, with 4 players being here towards cams, 2 playing towards main, ready for any util. Have Caffrey playing anti-flash on the 5-7, and bombs getting picked up, scooped by Weenie, and he's coming towards A. It looks like the A split is what they're wanting to go for. These CTs are creeping up right behind this smoke. Ashamed is going to get the first, but the 5-7 is too good. Off a claw picks up 2. Ashamed and Fart die to this mid player on the double aggress. They hear these players walk into the water, and it looks like Off a claw, after grabbing that AK, is going to be the first one to walk up close. Weenie oversteps and isn't ready, and Poss and Caffrey get 1 apiece. Weenie and Sharp die, leaving Traditions in the 1v4 to find what he can. MSG is walking back through mid. This timing from each other. Traditions gets deeged in the side of the head, and the pistols, the worst enemy of Scuba. They go down again at a crucial point. It happened on the CT side against the Tech 9s, and it happens again against the 5-7s here on their T side. 11-10 now. 1 round separates the 2.
Yeah, kind of odd to me that they picked up that AWP. I know it was off the dead body. I don't think they bought it themselves. But they've been having so much success with these fast plays, lots of pack mentality. Weenie going for the op there, and it ends up betraying him at the worst possible moment and kind of allows Aura to get this round. Scuba Squad still at an advantage. They just need to not tilt off that. They need to keep their head up. They need to keep their mental.
That is a brutal round to lose. I think that Weenie wasn't expecting there to be so much presence in a main, or it wasn't necessarily expecting there to be a guy playing close, and I think he just saw red in his eyes. He knew that there was a CT, and he whiffed, and he wanted to go make sure that he didn't run away and win the round for him, and unfortunately, him just pushing wildly ended up losing that round. We'll see what happens on the reply here. Static is back on the op over towards B site, I believe. He's holding from back plat. He's looking towards main.
This is going to be a B split here, and I do like this call. They have not been going B as often recently, and the CT side kind of weak over towards that bomb site. Weenie gonna try and take advantage of this smoke fade, and he's gonna get the crucial opening kill, but can they get this kill onto the offer on back plat? No, they don't get it. And
bomb plant comes in with Traditions picking up 2, the 2 weakened B site players that were left on the bomb site as it was getting planted. Fart and Traditions in a 2v4 turn 2v2. Planted for E-Box. Fart is finding his space all the way out here. Going to try to guarantee the round as much as he can. Traditions fell all the way back towards A main. No utility left on any player. All these are just going to be gun duels. Traditions is going to get a headshot. Fart is playing with his food towards E-Box with Poss. He is going to give over his life. A 1v1 for Poss.
He just needs to play time. Just needs to play time and he's fine. Just play the time. Just play the time.
He can peek out, and he's going to pick it up to find map point for Scuba. The first one to reach it. 12-10.
Huge round from Trad there. What a 4K. Just what they needed, just in the nick of time. Trad, we mentioned earlier, he wasn't on form, but he has really picked it up on this T side, especially the last few rounds. He has been popping off, and that's just what Scuba Squad needed in this round. The 2v4, they bring it all the way back. Absolutely massive.
It is, I mean, we talked about it. The stars of this team needed to come alive, and that they have done. Weenie has come back up to equalizing his scoreline, and man, Traditions came from being really having a bad time on that CT side. He was like 2 or 3 kills for a while. He's at 19 and 11. Found his way back into this half. MSG close on doors. he gets cleared by Weenie, but Weenie isn't able to do too much. Fart trying to play around this smoke, and unfortunately, MSG is making this competitive. Does even more damage onto Fart after getting 2 here. And another kill goes in favor of Aura, with Traditions falling to Static's op towards B main.
Yeah, it's looking like this game might go the distance, folks. So stay in your seats, hang on to your butts. Because unless Scuba Squad is able to pull back some kind of miracle here, and Fart, you know, we praised him earlier because he was really stepping up, having a ton of impact. He's slowed down. He hasn't fallen off completely, but he's slowed down a little bit, and Sharp really struggling to get into this game. We need these two guys to find what they've been missing and really pull some kind of miracle here, because a 4v2 with pretty much no util, nothing to play for, this is going to be really difficult.
It's looking grim. It's going to be really hard for them to make it out of this round and find their 13th to close this first map. Fart going to get blinded as they're trying to contact in. Static's op, he whips, gives them a chance, and Fart, he puts one on the board to get
Fart
them back
going
into
for the
this.
duel in E-Box, it looks like. I don't think he's expecting it, though. Ah, the lazy clear. Gonna betray Scuba Squad, and Aura gonna get an 11th round off that. It looks like, just based on the minimap, that Fart went for the lazy clear into E-Box, didn't spot him deep in the corner, and it betrays Sharp and gets him killed. And that's just unfortunate.
Yeah,
Scuba Squad,
this is a tight round. Their money isn't looking great here. It's going to be a scrap if they're going to pull this one out. All the utility is on Weenie and Fart. They're going to do what they can to try to have some sort of set play to get themselves into this. Try to close out this first map. But man, it has been a brawl from both sides. Really, really rough CT side on Aura and on Scuba.
Fast
and both having a much better T side. This opening kill from Sharp is not found in the kill feed quite yet. Instead, it's against him. Caffrey blinded. He's going to pick up 2. Going to hold down the trigger. Traditions coming in with the trade on the Galil, doing everything he can, but Poss finding his aggression through the smoke.
Trad, another huge double kill.
Picking up
Will he be able to carry here? Yeah, he actually has 3 on the round.
Bart playing close to the smoke. Off a claw finds him.
It's all up to Trad. Can he get the ace?
Ace clutch here is needed to put Scuba up 1 map. He's gonna get cleared by Off a Claw, and we're going to overtime, folks. A 4-8 half for both CT sides, but that's all that was needed for Aura to find themselves into the extra rounds.
Yeah, a bit of a desperate call there. It looked like it could have potentially worked out when Trad got that double kill. I do wonder if maybe the timing was slightly off actually with the initial hit, because it looked like flashes were popping right after the entry fraggers died. But regardless, they need to put that behind them now and just really focus up, lock in, and get a couple rounds on this T side of overtime, because as we've seen this map, T side is superior on Anubis.
Yeah, it's been really, really difficult for anyone on the CT side to find impact and to pick up rounds when they need it. And yeah, things haven't really changed going into the second half. So Caffrey taking some early nade damage, but this is if Scuba are able to pick up this map, which is their map pick, from what I know, this is a good way to put them. This puts them in a really good position to try to close the series 2-0, or at least guarantee that they're going to see map 3 when they need to. But Aura has definitely not backed down, and they've put up a really strong fight. I think almost every round, the round has pretty much fallen basically based on the opening kills. Whoever's beginning the opener typically has been the one to win. And MSG, man, I think he broke a smoke and he caught Ashamed and Fart with their hands in their pockets, just not ready for the duel. MSG has had a really, really rough game. Hasn't really had much impact, but man, he has picked up double kills in these last few rounds when they mattered most. The second to last round, he picked up a double kill in mid around the doors and did even more damage. This round, he's picked up 2 and still is alive. So that's, 4 of his, a quarter of his kills have just been in the end of this game as we get to it.
Yeah,
Op kill again towards B on Traditions, and it's not looking good for Scuba on this.
No, it's not. They had Toss, they mollied him out. They knew he was there, but he had the smoke, and that kind of shut the round down completely. Sharp has nothing to say about this, and Aura going to take this first round of overtime. That's absolutely critical for them. Scuba Squad, I think they need at least one more, but really I think they might even need both of these remaining 2 rounds on this T side. So let's see what they're able to do here. What they have cooked up, because they need their best strat. Whatever their strongest play is, they need to pull it out here.
This is, I mean, this is where it matters, and you need to come alive. Sharp has had a really, really tough opening to this game, not really finding his impact on Anubis. I know this is not his map, you know, we haven't gone there yet, but it still doesn't hurt anymore that he hasn't been finding that impact. Weenie aggressive through E-Box, does so much damage on an Offer Claw, he is going to finish his food.
Oh, huge.
The blind from Fart, Static cannot do anything to reply. 5v3 opener in the first 30 seconds of this round. Scuba are fighting with all-out aggression here on the second round of overtime. They have this bomb down, and they're putting themselves into a comfortable post plant. Eyes on it everywhere. It's going to require some heroics from Aura if they want to find themselves back into this round and try to get a second here right off the bat.
Yeah, and they have no reason to save, so they're going to be going for this, but really it shouldn't be possible. Sharp does fall, and oh, a second kill here. But Scuba Squad looks like they're going to clean it up. Weenie with 4 kills. Will he get the ace? No, Ashamed going to take that last one. And Scuba gets on the board in overtime. Absolutely critical. Will they be able to get a second here? I'm not sure. You know, that last round, it really looked like Weenie maybe just said, alright guys, listen, I'm just going to run out and I'm going to get the opening picks. Have faith in me. I'm going to go through E-Box and get this site cracked open, and he absolutely delivers on that and wins Scuba the round pretty much single-handedly with those first 2 opening picks.
Yeah, that's the one round they really need here on this first half of overtime. If they pick up 2, it's gonna follow, you know, the same patterns we've been seeing, and it's probably gonna, you know, at least guarantee that they're gonna find a second.
Oh, this is a crazy play from Ashamed. He's just gonna go through and get 1, but then trade it out, and man, really crazy play. 3v3 all of a sudden. Scuba Squad, though, reacting to this stressful situation with all-out aggression and absolute fearlessness. Very winnable round from here.
Yeah, we see the 3v3 post plant. More damage has been done to Scuba, so these A1S and the A4 left on the side of Aura are going to be one shot to the head. Pos is going to trade the death of Caffrey on Weenie. And now we see Fart and Sharp need to come together and put this round out.
There's a molly. I'm a little concerned about this post plant. I don't think it's planted for them, and there's a molly.
No. They're
this
flashing
could
out
get
anyways.
ugly.
Oh
my
no,
God.
Sharp can't find both of them. He only picks up Static, and Pos with the kit is finding the time he needs to defuse that bomb. And Aura, they take the lead back at the end of this overtime, 14-13. Things are really close. Scuba need to battle back here, and they need to have a much better CT side showing in this first overtime.
Details, details, details. The initial plant gets mollied, so Sharp is forced to plant safe, and it's actually not good enough to cover off E-Box, and then E-Box gets smoked on top of it, so they have to swing through. No possibility to spam, and they get caught, and Aura manages to take their second round of that CT side overtime half. And now Scuba, with their backs against the wall, they need to pull out something here. They need to retake that momentum. What are they gonna have to say about this round?
This is where it matters. You need to get this first round on the CT side to put yourself back to a tied game and put some pressure on the Ts, you know, show that you're not just going to let them, you know, win a T side round on Anubis. Going for opening picks here, they're trying to find their best to get back into this match and keep themselves competitive. Sharp needs to have a big round here. He needs to find that impact. He's not really had any luck doing so in this game. But Sharpman, he needs to find at least a couple kills in this round, at least 1 or 2, just to feel that confidence flowing.
Yeah, 41 ADR, and we know Sharp, we've known him for a long time. That is not the caliber of player he is. But unfortunately, Fart gonna get caught out, it looks like in mid, and now Ashamed, completely isolated, all by himself on this side of the map, with the entire T side coming in towards him from multiple directions. This is going to be such a difficult round for Ashamed. We're going to need to see some heroics.
This rotate from Sharp is very good because at least means that he's not going to get caught out by the mid rotate. Ashamed gets 1, but unfortunately can't get anything else, and Sharp can't muster 1 himself. 4v2 in favor of Aura. a lot of damage done, but it's not really leading to any of the kills they need. Weenie is holding this main push with his op, seeing if he can catch out anyone who's trying to get aggressive, but they're walking it off, they're leaving. They have to save to go into this next round to try to get as much money as they can to be able to have a buy to contend and you know, hopefully find themselves going into second overtime.
Yeah, and this is gonna put Aura on their first match point, and we'll have to see how Scuba Squad reacts to that kind of pressure. Will they stand firm or will they start to crumble? Um, I'm not sure actually about this decision to save. I know that it's kind of a fruitless retake, but they have no reason to save whatsoever. They're gonna have all the money in the world next round, so I would have liked to see them go for something there. But either way, doesn't make too much of an impact. Weenie gonna get an exit frag. Hang on to the op. He would have had money to rebuy it anyway, but it is nice to get that confidence boost, get the free kill. And he's gonna pass the op over though to Traditions. Traditions, the opper for Scuba Squad traditionally, saying, I want the big green now. I want this responsibility. I'm gonna do something with this. So let's see where he takes it.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this is do or die for this first map. Remember, this is, they need to win this to not only make advance, but this is elimination if they're not able to close out this best of 3. This is still only map 1, so there's a lot of Counter-Strike to be played. A flash play through the entrance smoke is static. He's just taking the ego he's had this entire game, and he's just going to run down Sharp onto the B bomb site. Traditions gets mollied out of Temple, is not able to find anything quite yet.
The entire Scuba Squad is a universe away here. They have multiple players towards the A side of the map still. This is going to be such a difficult retake.
Yeah, and Traditions knows that he can't get too aggro. I think he hears one pushing deep into long, so that at least Fart is aware of him. And Traditions, his head gets ripped off by Caffrey. Alpha Claw is going to pick off Ashamed as well. Pos is going to activate, get one of their own. Fart in the 1v5 MSG for their team ace will find the final kill for Aura to close map 1, 16-13.
Man, that is really unfortunate. You know, this is one of the difficulties with CS2 opping, is Trad didn't have money that entire first half, didn't have the op the entire second half because it was T side. He comes into overtime, he says, I really want to use my signature weapon, but he's just not warmed up on it at all, and he misses a couple of shots, and just like that, the game is over. So super unfortunate, but either way, hopefully Scuba Squad going to be able to recover on Ancient. Still a very strong map for them. We are seeing some highlights now, but yeah, unfortunately, this is just moral victories because Scuba Squad with the L on map 1.
Yeah, it's a tough loss to take. I believe that this is their map pick, so it's definitely not fun losing it. But Scuba has historically been a strong contender on Ancient as well. So this map is for sure, or this series, excuse me, is for sure just not done. It's not over yet. They gotta bounce back, clear the head, see if they can make that recovery that they need to make going into map 2 here. See if they can push this to a 3-map series. I think we're gonna see the ends of these highlights, and I think once we do that, we might shoot to a small little break and come back once the fun is underway. So I think now that things have wrapped up, we're shooting to a small little break, and we'll be back very shortly once the pistol round of Ancient is about to start. Welcome back. We're about to load into our game. We have knife round going. Unfortunately, our Scuba Squad boys, they were not able to close out map 1. And we are now finding ourselves on to map 2, down 0-1 to Aura, going into Ancient. We just finished up Anubis in a nail-biting overtime. And we're finding ourselves here on, we're now here to Ancient. We're about to come into this pistol round, and it's going to be. It is a dire. Having some struggles. They had a huge comeback and made things competitive, and but it wasn't competitive for long enough. Static is going to find his way into this cave and
Oh no.
put down traditions, and Sharp falls alongside him. This B bomb site is opened up completely for Aura to take all their post plant positions. Bomb is going to get planted by MSG. Ashamed with a flash to try to help them fight towards long. Fart also having a kit towards long. They're going to flash into the smoke. Full blinded. MSG is going to pick up Ashamed. And Weenie, he does not last much longer, and neither does Fart, as the pistols of Aura ring out, and they finish with 5 up. Take the pistol round here.
Yeah, and I called Sharp out at the beginning there. Sharp one half of that crossfire in Jag. It looked like a great setup. They have the dualies close and the USP behind. Exactly what you want for that kind of cave hit. But unfortunately, both Scuba Squad members just not able to get any frags. And it's a similar story to what we saw in Anubis. Just slow out of the gate, aim-wise. And now, again, just like Anubis, they're going to have to take the second round on the chin. They're going to have to just eco and try and get into it starting with the third round. Just super unfortunate. And let's hope that the rest of the CT side doesn't follow the same trajectory as last map.
It's not what we want to see. We want to see Scuba bounce back and get some action, get on the board here. They're on full USP saves, all stacked up in cave. The one lurker and MSG on a Mac 10 is trying to find himself some cash, and he has a lot of cash lined up for him. It's a quick $1,800. Make it an ace.
No.
Give him the full. What is that gonna be? Full 3,000. That's a lot of money in his pocket, and he could buy an op if he really wanted to. He could drop an op going right into round 3. Normally, that's what we'll see, but it's gonna be off to the races for Aura, getting their economy bolstered a little bit, not having to not having to lose a single player that round. Back to seeing Scuba on a full buy. Lackey utility, Fart the only one with a lot, opting to go for the MP9 buy instead. Also keeping up the kit. We're 0 kills for Scuba in these first couple rounds. We're gonna need that to change.
Oh, and the nade. Fart accidentally throwing. I mean, you would think he was on Nan with that one, but they have a main control. This A hit coming, they're gonna get the bomb down quickly. A shame dies to the molly. Just the nades this round, absolutely betraying the Scuba Squad, and they are so far away for this retake. Now they have the superior weaponry, but they just do not have good positioning. I wouldn't even be surprised to see a save here, unfortunately. Oh no, the timing on that is so sad.
He even gets the
Even
dink
so?
as well.
This is a huge kill here. We need gonna get the one.
Bomb. I don't even know about this. I don't even know about Claw on boost, and he's gonna buy his time perfectly. He picks up one. Weenie gets the second, but there's no kit and no time.
No time.
All the kills come in,
so unfortunate.
and it's just too late. They're not gonna be able to get the kills, and unfortunately, Traditions is way too close to the bomb, and Weenie's
Both are gonna
die.
die.
He goes down too. There's nothing coming out of that round in favor of Scuba. You thought that they had it, they just didn't have the kit. They all kept getting off the bomb to fight with each other, and unfortunately, the only kit was on Fart, and it was tucked in A main. There was no way they had time to get it and get back on the bomb, and forced to go down onto pistols again. Scuba just cannot catch a break with their economy. It's been keeping them down this entire series so far. Map 1 was brutal on their CT side. Just could not get anything going. Anytime they won a round, it was just a one-off here and there. It's been difficult for Scuba to really find what they need on their economy.
Yeah, that last round, unfortunately, they just get kind of countered off the spawn. The donut rush versus the A main push, and then just super unfortunate utility there from the Scuba squad. Shame dies without even being able to really take a gunfight. They're hard carry from the first map, and after that, Fart gets caught off with the timing, and the round falls apart from there. Now, Scuba Squad going for this full B stack. Traditions going for an early fight by himself, maybe trying to bait the T side in. But it looks like Scuba Squad, unfortunately, they're rotating out just as it looks like the T side might be gearing up for a B side attack. And, yeah, maybe it's a good call, though. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pistol round, so you're not really, you're hoping to get something, but you can't expect much. The AKs right now are just firing on all cylinders. Weenie's going to get 2 to make this a competitive round, but man, if he could get 1 more, this really would be everything. Sharp gets 1 in the dead center of mid, but it's only the first. And Poss and MSG are going to put an end to the pistol shenanigans. So now, another full buy for Scuba, but this time they have much more money to buy in with utility, get more kits around the board. Everyone's going to have the util that they desire. Maybe Fart would like a couple flashes. He might ask for someone to drop one over to him. But we're seeing at least trying to keep the economy of Aura in check. Only 2 players coming out of that round is good. No players from the previous when they had all 10 live the first 2. At least gives them a fighting chance to try to keep them in line and not let things get out of hand. This B lane take from Scuba is a very standard default here once they get the guns out. And the flash is coming in, but Sharp, he's not looking at it, and Weenie's aware as well. Elbow is the only thing that could really bite them in the ass, with Weenie being sort of aware of this shelf smoke. The spam coming in is gonna scare Sharp, almost hits him right in the face, but it won't quite connect. Seeing a bit of a shift in the T's. They're wanting to go back towards this A bomb site and find some pressure and poke and prod around there.
Yeah, this is good map control from the CT side. It's really suffocating. 2 of these T side players kind of forced out in this lurk as they're going for just a dry pick towards A, but it looks like Scuba's in a good position for this, and they'll get 2 easy kills. Ashamed actually with both. And this looks like it should be a Scuba round, and it's what they need. They need a clean round to get back into this game. Sharp getting saved by Weenie there. And Sharp might die. No, he is able to get the kill
down
first,
with
though.
them. Yeah, and now this bomb, Weenie hasn't turned around. This bomb's gonna come up, jump up right behind him, with Shane just running up mid, or running out mid from Donut. So now Weenie's aware, but they're in a 3v1. This should not be a round that's lost. They're trying to fight this together, not wanting to give over anything, but they want to make sure they're all fighting with each other. And Weenie, a couple little dinks is going to connect, and Scuba are on the board here on Ancient. 1-4, they get the guns out, this time with all the utility that's required, and they're fighting against Aura on their first full gun round, and we're finally seeing some action back. And this is good. Sharp has already picked up a lot more impact in these first couple rounds than he really had across all of Anubis. Yeah, I mean, he had more kills at the end of the game, but Sharp was just having a tough time, and this is really what he needs, is to just find the kills he can get and get himself back into the game.
Yeah, definitely. And we actually have a Mac 10 here from Static. I don't know if they needed to do that, but it shows that the T-side going for a fast play, and indeed, they're going to take lane control. And a really nice kill from Sharp there. Will he get the second? Yes, huge plays from Sharp. This is his domain. This is what he is comfortable with, is playing Cave, playing Jag. He is a master of this position, and he's able to pick up 2 there. Huge stuff. We really need to see more of that from Sharp as this game continues, because 4 rounds on T-side is already almost more than you want to give up on the CT side. This is a pretty CT-sided map, and now they just need to clean up this last player.
Yeah, but Traditions' position should be good if he wasn't spamming. But they have the bomb down towards Shelf. It does make me nervous of something going awry. But this should just be able to keep locked in and keep it locked down. Poss half HP. It's getting ticked by the molly, so they know where he's at. Bomb is down Shelf here, and we hopefully, I mean, this is what I meant. Sharp is back to I think where he's more comfortable. I don't know if he's just uncomfortable on Anubis and if that's just a hard map for him, but coming out, Posse gets
No,
one
no,
and
no,
they
no,
line up.
no!
Tragedy strikes Aura. They find their way
Oh
back
my
into this with the
god.
5th round. Not able to string anything else together. The last two players just lined up perfectly, one behind the other. In Scuba, they're down 4. Sharp and Fart,
Oh
they
my
line up, and only
god.
one person is able to connect. That
Definitely
is
don't cut to their
brutal.
voice chat after that one. Aura takes the attack timeout. I was gonna say I really, really want Scuba to take attack timeout here, but Aura calls it. I guess trying to let them stew in it, hoping that Scuba Squad is tilting and yelling at each other, but I think this might backfire for Aura. This gives Scuba a little bit of time to mentally recover. Scuba going with the insta buy back. Man, that round looked so over, and oh man, just absolutely unfortunate the way that they lined up there towards the end. Trad getting caught spamming that whole round just falls apart, and that could be the round that Scuba think back on in their nightmares as the round that kept them out of advance for another season.
It is it's heartbreaking really to see something like that happen. They're gonna force up with all the money they have in their bank right now to try to just turn this around and get themselves back into this game. Um, but man, it is that is a hard one to recover from. Gonna just default to this early mid space. Weenie's getting really aggro with this MP9, and he's just gonna put a flash through it. Can't quite get the kill he needs. Caffrey and Alpha Claw are gonna keep him out of this round, not letting him get any more. He's really been the one to activate early on, and that vengeance is gonna cost him his life. Wanting to try to find more. Sharp is creeping out of this Jag to see if he can find any more information towards mid. He doesn't see anyone towards elbow, but that lane smoke he tossed down is on a timer, and they're regrouping for this B hit. The only other player here right now is Traditions on the MP9 tucked into Cubby. Sharp
Yeah.
tucked on the left side of Jag. If he finds the timing he needs to at least reconnect back towards the bomb site, made his noise, and now Static is aware of him. Sharp swinging out, picks up the first.
Sharp
He's
needs a
gonna
huge
do
round here.
enough
Gets
to
two.
get 2. 2v2 made on the back of Sharp on his A1S, the hero rifle, the only one that was in this round that was able to find its impact. Sharp is trying to fight the one in cave. He doesn't quite get away from that flashbang, and he dies to Poss. Poss and MSG are now in the 2v1. Ashamed needs to get this round. Scuba need to find their way back in. They need something. Ashamed creeping up. He might catch this first player, but I don't think he's going to be ready for Poss. It doesn't matter. MSG, quick jiggle and the headshot connects. Aura 6-1. Running away with this on the T side of Ancient. They have not slowed down since the half has switched over, or the map has switched over, excuse me.
Sharp, it looks like going for the insta-buy, but I feel like he's going to have to refund that. I don't want to see them tilt and fall into this pattern of just repeatedly forcing. I understand that they need rounds, but it's at least doable if you get 5 on the CT side. But if you can only get 2 or 3, then at that point it's pretty much completely over. So I'm glad that they're showing some patience, not tilting, giving themselves a chance. But yeah, they are going to need to really start racking up the rounds here. And if they were able to get this eco, it would go a long way in getting them back into this game.
Yeah, I would really like for them to have be able to find their way back into this and not just have to, I mean, sort of sit here and take this beating. 7 rounds on the T side obviously is great for Aura, but that gives room for 5 on Scuba, where they can make this comeback if they're not able to do something here on these pistols. They have a crazy timing. They're walking behind them towards A, or towards mid, excuse me, and they're gonna catch so many out that they're gonna get all 3 in
kills.
mid. This is a round that they really can close out. Another 4v2 for Scuba. They're fighting out here. Weenie gets a dink on the Static. The deagle on Ashamed isn't quite connecting, but Poss,
This looks so
his
winnable,
AK
please.
is Sharp. He gets the first before dying, and that puts Poss and Ashamed in a 1v1. 1 HP on Ashamed. I don't think he's ready for Poss's position, and he isn't. 3 kills on the AK. 129 ADR. 7-1. They need these 4. Scuba needs to get back into this match and just find their footing, get a couple.
Scuba with a brilliant call there to walk their way main. They catch the timing, they get the flank. But then in the 4v2, they take these isolated 1v almost 2 gun duels with pistols against AKs. I would have rather seen them fall back, regroup, play patient, allow the T side to get some space towards B and maybe get the bomb plant and then go for the retake in the huge man advantage situation. Instead, they keep their foot on the gas pedal and it backfires horribly. That's the second time now they've lost with 4 people alive and less than 2 or 2 or less on the other side. Just huge rounds going the way of this T side. But they at least have lane control here, and they get it for free. And a nice kill there through the elbow smoke to open up this round, but it's traded back. This round
Yeah,
is so important.
they really want to maintain all this space. This is going to be really hard to maintain, just because they did give over their player towards Shelf, but Sharp has stepped into the boots of Weenie in that position yet again. Aura are coming back to this B bomb site. Pretty much this entire half has been around the B bomb site. Traditions gets flashed off, and unfortunately, Sharp is fighting all on his own. He gets one against Pos, but Static trades him out with the help of MSG's flashbang. 3v3 now with low HP on Caffrey. MSG is holding the bomb close to this bottom ramp position. You have Static trying to reclaim some space towards Jaguar and Cave. You see Fart all the way on the other side of the map towards Temple, making sure they're not wrapping through A. But yet again, Aura, they're most comfortable just going back into this B bomb site. Traditions, a lot on his shoulders. Has to get activated here. The contact play is giving up with all this utility coming up. Tradition, he gets just only the one. The spacing is not tight enough to line them up. Or Static, he's going to trade out. MSG, Traditions dies with Ashamed close on the bomb site. The
Oh, and Fart going just for it. Oh man, they get caught out through the smoke. Fart going for a crazy play there, it looks like, trying to just catch the bomb planter. It looks a little desperate, and it honestly looks a little forced. Ashamed didn't seem like he was ready for that play to come through, and it's gonna give Aura their 8th round of the half. This is a disastrous CT side for Scuba Squad, I'm sorry to say. They really, really, really need to pull something off in this round, I think, to have any real chance going into the second half.
This is not going very well. It feels like all of the times where Scuba are in a position to like make something out of what they've done, they either just don't get the kills they need, or they're caught on timings they're just not ready for. It's really been tragic to just see things just not really go their way. Yet again, just more damage, but not these kills. Oh man, Tradition's gonna get shot in the back here. Pos coming out of that ruins. All the kills going their favor on the A bomb site, and yeah, they finally hit A, and there's not really anyone there to put a stop to it. There's a couple players in Donut, and they only pick up 1, or not even, just damage. And off a claw, 3 in this round. I mean, everyone on Aura is just shooting when they need to. Only 1 round has been picked up by Scuba. That first like big gun round where everyone had a rifle, everyone had utility. It's what we thought was going to be able to put them back into this game. Was getting that first round to just string together a couple. But at this point, they I mean, they need a lifeline. They need someone to just pull something out of their ass and get them back on track.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Scuba Squad are starting to look more like the Titan sub as they're starting to implode a little bit on this CT side of Ancient. They need someone to throw them a life preserver desperately in order to get them out of this, and I'm very sorry, but when tragedy strikes, sometimes comedy is the best medicine. Will it get Scuba Squad back into this game? They really, really need these last 2 rounds. I cannot overstate the importance of them enough. Let's see. Fart, unfortunately, 1-9, Trad, 2-8. The 2 site anchors just really, really struggling. And now they're gonna test this B site yet again. Trad, will he be able to step up? Oh, huge nade damage.
The spam from Traditions as well. Weenie is going to pick up 1 through that smoke. Caffrey dies, and all of this unconfirmed utility damage is finally fighting back. Ashamed headshot on a Pos is going to rip him out of this round. Traditions trying to spam that bomb planter. He does get him at the end of it. Gets traded out by MSG. A quick headshot flick through the smoke, but Scuba, all of that utility damage and the spamming through the smoke, it gets them back into this game, and it just picked 1 up. A 5-round in a row loss streak does get Scuba pick up their second on the CT side and hopefully set them up for a 3rd.
Really interesting detail here, actually. That Molotov on ramp was at the very top of ramp, which I don't think Aura were expecting. They were expecting it further down where they could smoke it easily and just go through. But where the molly was at, they weren't able to smoke it, and so they get stalled on the ramp and just get absolutely blasted with nades. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but if it was, really brilliant play from Scuba Squad. But now, Aura just, man, pedal to the metal yet again, taking all of mid within the first 20 seconds of the round.
The space that they haven't fully done much with before, but the double A main push is potentially what you need to have in this round to sort of guarantee it. Fart and Ashamed both push through, and Ashamed gets both of those window players after trading out Fart's death. MSG walks through Ruins, and he's going to get Sharp in the back to try to make something out of this round. They might not be ready for Caffrey's flank right now.
I don't think they are
the only one on this B bomb site. He does turn around for a split second, but it's not enough to guarantee anything. MSG gets this bomb plant, but Traditions out of cave is going to finish off Caffrey. Now you have
I'm not sure if he's
HP coming from Ruins.
He's not, and thank God. Scuba going to get their third round, and it's looking really difficult, but at least it's possible now. They need this T-side pistol, though.
3 is not a lot to work with at all. We finally see some life at the end of this half, and if they are able to keep this momentum and somehow turn this into a map win, that's beautiful. That's exactly what they need, and I think going into map 3, if that's what they're able to do, then that's just going to become, turn into a snowball that they can work with going into Inferno. But that all starts with winning this T-side pistol and winning the entire, map, just closing it out when they can. 10 in a row to win at least 10 rounds here on this half to win. Give them 9 to keep it competitive into an overtime again. But man, you really, really need to see this pistol work out.
Yeah, and we have a set play here. 3 pieces of util, or 3 players with util. It looks like an early fake towards A, maybe even a double fake, and then a late contact B. They are really cooking with this one, and it looks like it's gonna work. They managed to catch the 1 free kill. This is gonna be such a difficult aim duel, though. Fighting into 3 guys. They get 1, they get 2. But not able to get the 3rd, and we're stuck in a 2v2 here late in the round, and Ashamed not expecting this
gonna have this kill on Ashamed. MSG, he's done so much heavy lifting for this team to get themselves out.
Oh, but Weenie!
He gets it done, the 1v2. Down but not out. Scuba,
necessary.
Up and get that T-side pistol when necessary.
Necessary from Weenie there. He keeps them afloat. He keeps them alive. They needed that desperately, but now they need to take advantage of it. They need to capitalize on it. And again, we're seeing Aura just 2 flashbangs, just really light investment. This is looking a lot almost like Anubis. Hopefully, the regulation part of it at least repeats itself, and Scuba are able to get this to overtime. But there is still a long way to go for that.
Yeah, this is definitely not over now, with them at least picking up the pistol and them seemingly being away from whatever stack is over towards Donut. But look at this, Aura, they're already like past the point of Scuba's like games. They're not falling for these fakes and everything that they've shown. So there could be a timing that could be had. Fart is just on the A bomb site alone. Trad is gonna get peppered down, but he doesn't die until he at least takes static down.
Whoa, this is okay. That was sketchy for about a half a second there. Thankfully, it was planted for long, and so he wasn't able to get the kill onto Weenie planting. But that looked almost kind of sketchy.
Just the Mac 10 on MSG, POS as a USP. There shouldn't be anything in this round that Aura are able to find. You have 2 AKs and a Mac 10 alive. Obviously things can happen, but it's not at all what you want to see. They don't have a kit to even go for this defuse, and then they're just trying to farm up as much as they can. But Sharp getting at least the first with the Mac 10, gonna lead to the death of MSG as well. So this is good for them. Gonna die with the Mac 10 in hand, but he fired up enough cash to either drop an op over to Traditions or buy himself a nice AK, get a full belt to util, and yeah, this is good. This is what we meant with Sharp needing to just find his footing. He's back in it.
We're seeing it again.
And... Oh yeah, they are going for that half buy again. This is
what is this, dude? They have been cooking something up in the lab here. This is like some James style economic manipulation, trying to create money out of thin air. I don't understand it. But well, let's see if it works out. This, like, we're seeing again Scuba going for a super fast play. I think they might just have a read on what Scuba likes to do in these first gun rounds. And they're gonna have this crossfire in a main. They're gonna get 4. Oh my god, it works again.
That is Poss and Caffrey picking up 2 apiece when there should have been trades on that first guy. I don't know if people had utility in their hand or what, but this is... I mean, this is the worst thing that could happen. You start your comeback, you win the opening pistol, you get the second round conversion as well. You're teed up to get a third, especially against these guys who are not getting full rifles. They're getting pistols and MP9s. You know, you have a chance to get into this half, really dig your feet in and give yourself a chance. But it just... They get shoved. They get shoved by these guys A main, and it's not enough. Fart is trying to be wary of a guy flanking him. He does get the bomb and is going to try to get out. It's a 1v3 turned 1v2. Fart is running away. They should have heard it as well. He's doing everything he can to try to win this clutch. Fart has been known to pick up at least 1 or 2 1v1s or 1v2s that he needs to in a game. So this is about the best case scenario. That smoke is actually enough to pull them off, but they're still halting towards red and wary of it. Fart on 30 seconds. 5 kills, 2 are in this round. If he can pick up 2 more to get a 4K to 1v3 clutch to keep Scuba at least on this win streak, that is massive. Fart is going to start the spawn plant. He taps it, but the CTs didn't hard commit off of it. They're close enough. They're CT, and they're going to be right on him. He's getting run down. He has no time as well. No. They're just going to hide. They're not going to give him the fights he needs. The jumping MP9 on static, and unfortunately, the comeback from Scuba is cut short. Aura, they're up to double digits of map 2. 1 solid buy left on Scuba potentially before Aura are just going to run away with this. 3 more rounds, and they're going to take the second map 2-0 to make them push themselves to advanced.
This has to be some kind of read. It has to be. Like, there's no other reason why they would be buying MP9s on this 3rd round. They know that Scuba likes rushing on the first buy, and it's worked twice in a row. They've completely caught Scuba off guard on these rushes. Now Scuba on the back foot. They have only Tech 9s. Will they be able to pull a miracle round here?
Oss takes down Traditions and Sharp before he himself gets traded. MSG is next up to bat. Fart dies on the mid lurk to off a claw, and there's just nothing to be found in this round. A 2v4, no armor on either. They have no utility, just an M4 and a Tech 9. And yeah, I mean, the red player, he's going to catch out Weenie, and a shame down to 1 HP on a Tech 9 is going to get run down by that USP of Caffrey as well. And this is a brutal way for things to end. This is it's looking really, really rough. The buy comes in. Scuba at 5-11. This is really their last chance to keep themselves in this game. If they lose this, they have close to nothing to compete for overtime, or compete for at least closing this map out in regulation. They need this right here and now. The AKs, they have utility on everyone. It's now or never.
They really need to just take a step back and think about this 1 round at a time. 1 round at a time. Play their game. They are going to take some fast lane control. This looks like a good early round, but now they have to be very careful of this crossfire in cave. This can be absolutely deadly. If they're not clearing it, and they aren't, oh no. No, not like this. They get 1 kill and it's a TK. That is so brutal. Scuba Squad, I don't know if they're just losing patience or if they just weren't expecting the play. But either way, a disastrous attempt to take cave there early in the round will leave them with Fart in this 1-on-5. Fart constantly kind of being this last man alive in these impossible situations. You have to feel for him. Not able to find his impact as this late round player for them as much today as he would have liked as well. Let's see if he can get any at least economic damage done here. No. And it's going to come down to Scuba's last chance. They cannot give up a single other round. And they're going to have to win 7 in a row just to draw it to overtime.
This is, I mean, it's just a mow down. I mean, there was not much that could be done. They weren't ready for the guy boosted. The guy playing on the corner was playing his life about as perfectly as he could. All that's left are a couple Deagles and some Mac 10s. If Scuba have any resilience, this is the time that it will be shown. they can at least pick up a couple. Maybe they can pick up this round and get the next, and we start actually talking about a comeback that's coming to fruition. This A play is looking to be a fake. They're still being holed up in ruins, not wanting to make any presence known. That being Weenie and Sharp, hand in hand with their MAC-10s, trying to lurk out of this smoke. The boost is coming in. Fart's head doesn't get spotted on the boost. Caffrey, he's right there. He doesn't quite find him. He sees them on the
Oh
boost,
my
and he
god.
just... I think he thought he could trigger discipline it, but Traditions is going to at least get the opener. Caffrey dies close to A main with not a lot of movement from the CTs. They do shift into having one guy closer to CT to help deal with this A play, but they still have a guy towards mid, and there's still pause over towards this B site. They're dumping this utility to wave off any presence from the Ts. Fart's running out, just trying to make a ruckus, and he gets caught out with a nade in his hand off a claw, close up headshot on the AK, shuts down any concern of there being an A play.
Instant
Back to this
rotation
B
off of
site.
A too. I think Fart made a mistake there by overcommitting so much. I think he was trying to draw rotations, but they see that it's the lurker who dies, and the CT side comes all the way over to B, and now they have everyone here in a 4v2. Scuba need a miracle here.
Weenie on the MAC-10, he doesn't get anything. Ashamed, top of the ramp of the Deagle, and he gets killed as well. Static, double kill on the final round of the series, and Scuba, they fall. Unfortunately, while it was a competitive Anubis, Ancient just was not their map tonight. Aura win 13-5, taking themselves a 2-0 victory, and they are staying alive in ESEA main playoffs this season. And this is a tragic, this is a very, very tragic loss. I mean, it's not at all how you want to see it end for Scuba. This is it's very, very heartbreaking to see them get so far. They had a rough start to the season. They make a huge comeback, and they really keep themselves in it, and they make it competitive, but it's just not enough. Unfortunately, they fall at the last hurdle, are not able to make it out and make it to advance this time around.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate. I guess if you wanted to have a glass half full mentality, you can think that they got to this same situation 2 seasons ago and they fell there. They got to this same situation this season and they fell today. Surely they can get there again next season, and maybe that will be what they need. Maybe the third time really is the charm. But for now, it's only devastation and heartbreak for Scuba Squad, as yet again they're going to fail to qualify for advanced. Main, obviously, still a great accomplishment. They had a fantastic season, but you know that they're not going to be satisfied with this. We're just going to have to see how they can come back next season and try and do even more.
Yeah, it's been a rough. I mean, it's been a rough season for them with having so much roster instability, with people not being able to play, or not having the same five. I mean, they have not had a season where they have all five players stick around going from one to the next. You had Safety dip out halfway through their first IM season with them bringing in Weenie, and Clappy Bats that same season came in instead of Kyrell. Then you had Clappy Bats departing because of just life, and then they brought in Fire, which turned into Shorty on the back half that season. The following season, they brought in Shroony as a permanent replacement, and then this season was Kando getting having to take a step back for Ashamed, and then Fart coming in as a replacement for Shroony. So there has been just constant change, constant movement on the team, and I think that one season of consistency is all they need to really lock it down and be able to take home a victory and make it to advance. But unfortunately, it just ends here. It was a really strong run. It was a good season to watch. I love all the guys. I talk to them all the time, and they put in a ton of work. Fart and Weenie are always the masterminds. They're always looking into everything, and people watching demos, talking about their games, and they put in a lot of work. It's tough to see the season end this way, but there's always the next one. Big 50s around the corner, so maybe Big 50 is when we're gonna see Scuba advance to make their way to advanced.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Thank you, by the way, guys, for tuning in. Thank you as well to our caster, Cameron King, as well as our producer, Amaryllis, aka Firehawk. They did a great job tonight. Thank you to Owen for co-casting with me.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, just unfortunately didn't go the way everyone wanted it to go, but that's just life sometimes. So
Tough end, but we're gonna get out of everyone's hair and let everyone enjoy the rest of their nights. Yeah, again, thanks for everyone for tuning in. I know it's obviously a little bit different not being a normal CSC stream, so always seeing the support that we can get for everyone in our community just playing is always fantastic. So we appreciate it. So good. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves, even though obviously not the one run we wanted, but it was a still fun night of Counter Strike to watch. And yeah, I think we're gonna get out of here, and we hope everyone enjoys the rest of their evening.